longest drive of my life was only about an hour, petrified in a dead zone of inbred trees and crows. I had worn a bright red t-shirt on this gray day, but stripped it off to just my bra to try to blend more in. And as scared as I was more excited to see the hangman dummy as a warning to all his would-be terrorizers that I turned around twice so I could try to get a picture, and my heart was beating so hard I thought the dummy might hear it, and he'd come right after me and he'd be after my heart, and I'd have to give it up and I'd be back to square one. Clouds here are made of spider webs of spiders who are busy making love with the cherub's ringlets, and they end up dizzy, and they make their spider webs in an angel woven spell, and the clouds swirl around my head as if they know I didn't sleep at all. Good night. My eyes were heavy as heavy cream, so I spun all around and whipped myself straight, donned my cream cardigan I've had since I was 12 to balance out my party legs. Then I set off into the setting sun to see some sights and have some fun, to Angel Speak and King of Wings, to a long sand road with a lone TV. The old TV had broke itself, knowing it couldn't show me anything better than what I was seeing with my own vision, so we made a little movie, taking it all in. Then I keep on driving and take a turn, and there I see a little black colt. This little colt with a white star on his head. I get out the car. I walk to him and he lets me climb the dune in my snakeskin heels, and there my breath is took from me in the plain by his whole family, and they see me filled with grace, captivation in enchanted land's lace. I want to cry, I want to die, I can't believe you're not by my side, in the desert, all alone, in the ancient noble's home, royalty of wind and rain, of wars and races of everything. I know that you would understand the pain of pure magnificence, the crushing hammer in beauty's hands, smiling teardrops in a trance, shot and killed by all its fairness, shot and killed and God's the witness, shot and killed and glad for it, shot and killed and you're up next. After some time, they kick up plumes of softest sands made for galloping hooves. The sounds of nothing but their drums shook my hand with 1,000 generations. Dripping puddles of creamsicle clouds and lavender skies they're beating towards, but then they stop one more time, and one by one all in a line. They tell me things I can't tell you, encompassing old and new, nothing abandoned sacred tones, things not even the owls know. Things that words can't really spell, things made for hymns, made for chants. Well, maybe this one tiny thing, yes, maybe I can tell you this. We crush their spirits with how we are, in daylit sweatpants and flip-flops. If you look closely, you can feel how I feel, and just because you can, don't mean that you will. Freedom with a capital F is a spherical mirror, and it might take you for all you've got, and you might start to remember. You might just burst in flames, let all the nothing return to its rightful ashen ways. All this nothing you might cling to with its eyes turning blacker, clawing like a mental patient, staring against spirit with every broken step backwards. All the nothing you may call home, forcing that misuse up from the cold to present as a type of comfort, keeping up type Z appearances in a world to give two spits. You're the only entity spitting. You're what you may call home, what you might call lowercase love. Oh, bitter is not me. I've got no hangman in my dreams. I remember all the good that graced me in my darkest days. The good that pointed to a ceiling where I only saw stars. The good that said, well, that's too much, and choked the fire in desert dirt. The good that said, well, now look, Sally, that thou should dance if you stare long enough. If you just stare good and plenty, and just you just keep being good, and just a bit of plenty, just enough. Yes, the ashes will dance and burn your brain when you've made immortal your God, but if you look very close, you might start to feel feel in colors. Your heart might dance for all who've died, but still walk among the horses. Yes, if you look closely, you'll come home to a hot pink cloud. And I look up at you and me as I walk down the smiling yellow aisle. Fuck! Do you see this great curtain wall? Never will it abandon its gods. We abandon many things, but we have not abandoned the structure here. I drove past it, mouth ajar. My heart skipped and I flipped the car. I needed to see it one more time, this operatic grand illusion of might. I drove past it just 3 times, and by the third I made a stop. I said hello to the castle guard, a barking stray who had a job. He sat there under a swirled cloud, summoning himself to the gods, this Aquarian image of a mage. I was the mud in his presence. I'm free. I've never been more free. I'm in love. I'm in love with every pebble. Everything is real here. Nothing is a prop. Nobody is simply used. Nothing is upside down. Everything is harmony out here. Perfectly held, perfectly led, perfectly gray, perfectly washing me clean in pebble dust dirt and sacred red clay from structures that somehow exist. How do we get so lucky? How are we here? The answer hovers as a great, warm, miracle bath. Fills you up, spreads you open, carries you. A child, once again. A child of God. You don't have to smile, but you do. But you can pout too. Like me. The wind whipping my torn tee. I'm not thinking about lipstick. I'm not thinking at all. Thinking doesn't exist here. It fell away. It fell away, and you floated like a dandelion puff across America. I love you. The whole day was filled with gray, which I liked, had no complaints. I had no wishes for it to change. But then, as I made my way to the red rocks where I would sleep, the sun said, "Hello, my dear. I will light this horse for you, a lantern you needn't to hold. The horsey liked to be lit up, hard to warm a whitened form, so any sun was welcomed here, it was so happy eating its hay. The sun said, I love you so much, and all your admirers in their homes. I will color the clouds and sky, purple and blue like when you died. I color them these pastel shades, in celebration of your new ways, in honor of the death you suffered, the death which was always required. I'm proud of you and you're filled with luck, and every day I'll light you up. Even if you can't see me, I am with you. Don't you worry."